Hello everyone, and welcome to my shop. Alright everyone, and welcome to the shop. Today we're going to get back on this GMC, and I believe we're going to get into the interior of it today. So stay tuned and let's see what we can get into. Alright, I've had these seats out before because to put that new, it's got a brand new fuel tank in it, and so let's see, I believe it was a 1/2 inch, and that's what it is. Let's see if yeah, where's that at there? There he is. Well, I made sure I put them seats in, didn't I? All right. All right, that's that custom brace. I'll put a close up on it here in a little bit. I don't know what that is. It looks like a saber saw. Okay. Yeah, that's these are custom mounts designed for this thing. Okay. Well, I guess I could get at these two bolts from this side. Okay. You know, it's not in that bad a condition. I mean, the floorboard looks really good here. How come when you use a ratcheting socket, it always the first one you use is first side you use is the wrong. Anyway, all right, those two are off. I made a sheet from Mozambique. It took me to the Congo. I wonder if I get a copyright for just saying the lyrics. There's a squeak I was hearing when I had somebody on the passenger side. Alright, I want to do some close-ups here of these seat braces. These seat mounts. They definitely look like they're store-bought kind. You can see where several different holes have been drilled to match up to whatever seat was in it. So that tells me those seats that were in it, those cheap seats, weren't the ones that came in it. Now this frame here, that's the pedestal. That's the original, the OEM pedestal that comes installed in the truck, and I'm debating to myself whether or not to remove that, just to cut it out. It's not needed, and it gets in the way. You really don't see it with the with the seats in, but you know, it's really, you know, with this customized like it is, it's not, this truck will not go back to stock, even though over there, I don't know, right next to my Marine flag, you might see it standing up. I do have a bench seat frame that could go in this truck. I don't have the seat metal because I actually sold it. So now I'm kind of hating that I did. But anyway, I may have to come up with some customized mounts to bolt these other aftermarket seats in, and I'll get to that point shortly. But I'm really thinking I'm going to cut that pedestal out and maybe save it. That can be done. I can take my cutoff wheel, and if I can get as low as I possibly can, and I could cut it off and then save that along with the seat frame I've got there. I don't know. I'm just thinking about that. And there's that brand spanking new fuel tank. I've got, you know, there's a lot of people, they sell kits that you can that has you know, you can pour some cleaner in here and put a chain or a bunch of nuts and bolts and shake it around and knock all the loose rust out, you know, and you know, flush it out, and then you can actually put a coating on it. And I don't know the long-term effects of that. And the kit itself, well, you add about $30 more and you can get a whole brand new tank. So that was my thought process. I have got the old tank that this came in, and I'll make somebody a great deal on it if they so desire to want it to try to clean it. But it had a lot of rust in it, and it was actually stalling my truck out. So I don't, and since I went to this brand new tank, I did not have a problem. You know, I'm just now seeing something. I don't know if you can make that out, but over there, just to the left of the fuel lines going up to the out, now look at all that. That's a lot of bodywork someone's done there. You see that? So, there you go. It's definitely had a lot of work done on that side. And for comparison, you know, I'll get a close-up here in a minute. See how nice and smooth that is? Well, I'll have to walk around and you can see. I just noticed that. See, you discover stuff when you get it down. Now, I did have this all out before to put that tank in, but you know, I guess I didn't have it lit up good enough. But look at that. Hoo-wee. What is that? Those are some kind of hooks or something. I don't know what they are. Or nails. I don't know. Well, I can feel a little bit of ruffles. You can see where they beat it here too, yeah. So this side was hit and crunch, you know what? And I'll show you another thing. Now notice, I've pointed this out before, but you know, look here. It's got a wing window, right? Well, if observant, you'll notice that the driver's side does not have it's a one-piece window. Now, they didn't put these wing windows on till I think 52 or 53. I'll post it up. I'll do a little pop-up of it when they did. But they definitely didn't have them in 49. See, now here's the other side. See, look at that. So that side was hit. They must have crunched the door along with the cab. And they did a lot of body work on the cab. And I guess they couldn't find a 49 or 50 door. So they went with what they could find, which bolted right up. But it sure don't match. I tell you what. Oh, yeah. Any of you boys, and I guess girls, know the song Johnny Cash Cadillac? Well, by golly, Johnny Cash would be mighty proud of this GMC pickup truck, let me tell you. Rest in peace, Johnny. I like you. But I think this is right up your alley, son. Work Working on memories with not any clues. I'm telling you what, so since I can't play the music that I just turned off, but man, I'm telling you, a little bit of Bob Seger is pretty good, isn't it? Well, I can already tell that I'm going to have to do something about the width of these seat braces. So anyway, let's see. This sucker's heavy too. Is there any way to push that down? Yeah, let's push him down. All right. That's not good for the light. Might have to do something about that inside light. I wonder if I can swing him around for a moment. Well, let's do this. Maybe that'll work. How's that? All right. All right. Well, he's not going to work that way. Let's see. So I'm going to have to do something. But boy, I tell you what, I like the way that sits. All right. Look at it. All right. Look at that. I think that looks pretty good. All right. Not bad. Of course, the braces aren't going to line up. So here's the rear brace, and it's a good, oh, it's several inches past. Okay, all right. And this does a 90 down, which I can do something about that, I think, with some creative welding. So let's see here. Let's see what it measures going all the way up. All the way over to the other side. Now I want it to be similar to what the Chevy was, and I think if I remember right, the Chevy was like 13 inches or so. Oh, this is about 14, almost. Wow, if you look straight across, that's about 15 3/4 inches. Now I'm gonna do it real quick to the Chevy here. That may be too high. Yeah. 2 inches too high, 13 3/4 inches. So, now what I'm doing, how much higher is that brace there? 2 3/4 inches. Uh-oh, you all following me? Yep. I like that seat. I need to manhandle that bigger one in here now to see if it'll work. See if the room. So anyway, I'm gonna work on seeing how I can get that big dude in there. All right, they fit. What do you think, boys and girls? Now, don't think they're not going to set that high. I had to put 2 boards under between the seats and the old those custom seat mounts in order to get that big one in there. He's a lot heavier than this driver's side. But anyway, what do you think about that color? You know what? Somebody said in an earlier, I'll look it up, in an earlier video where I talked about the colors, that they thought brown would work with this crazy aqua whatever. You know what? I think it will. That light brown. Let's go over here on the other side. All right. Now, here's the problem right there. See here and here? That is the problem with these free seats. Now, I may have a workaround for that, so we'll see. But anyway, if you look here, I've got clearance here, okay? Got clearance. Now, like I say, it'll sit down about, well, this base right here will be all the way down to here. All right, so that's a good 4 inches or so. But anyway, I don't think it works with that black interior, so I've got an idea on that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot lower. And on this side, you got a handful of clearance here too. Okay, well, good deal. And when it's lower and forward, you know, this console will lift up. I don't think I can do it one-handed. Well, we'll see. But I really want that console, if for anything, just for these cup holders. Now, these gray ones here, the seats are in a lot better shape and they're skinnier, but there's no console. There's nothing in the middle. And, you know, there's a possibility I could paint this, because this was actually white. I painted it black. So, I mean, that's a possibility it could fit in there, but, you know, I really like these seats. I just got to come up with a way to address that hole over there. Maybe some kind of just bottom. See, it's a little ripped, right? You know, a little something starting there too. All right. Let's see here. Down. Up. Okay, that works. All kinds of. You know what? I think these slide over the seat mounts or something. Plastic pieces before. Go over that. Must be a cover for that. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that. And he'll these things up into a bench seat. I really like, you know, they've got receptacles for the seat belts too. So. I like them. Just wish they didn't have that hole. I got to figure out some kind of way to do something about that. But I think I'm gonna go with these over them gray ones, if for anything, just because of this right here. All right. Up and down. Should be an easy way. Yeah, there it is. Any locks. All right, good deal. Cup holders, and it'll drop. Where's my tape measure? Well, it's over there. Oh, they'll be a good well, it's about 4 inches. About 4 inches, maybe 3.5 inches lower. And I think that'll do. So basically what's going to happen, if I'm going to ponder on it more before I'm going to measure twice and cut once before I do the deed. But the main thing I wanted to do was make sure these things would fit in there. And they're fitting. Okay. So that's good. The color looks doable. Now, this color right here, this is close to the stock brown. This is a hammered brown. And I can get this up at a big box store, and that's what that's what I painted the dash in the Chevy. And look at that. That's I think a brown interior would do good. Look at that. That brown, that's okay. He seems to be all right. A little darker. You know, it's possible I could get a lighter brown. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm not, because I'm going to have to do a lot of sanding and taping before I do anything with that, with the painting in the interior anyway. But I'm going to leave them seats in there for a little bit so I can ponder. I got to look at stuff a little bit. Now, another thing I'm going to get done here real soon is that, look at that. Look at the rubber weather strip around that windshield. Boys and girls, nothing says cheap, nothing says hillbilly engineered more than painting the weather strip. Look at that. That is just, that's ridiculous. Why in the world? See, there's that red underneath it there. Look at that. I mean, that just cheapens the truck so much. It's like, obviously they had to tape the window off, the windshield off to paint. Why in the world did they not carry it over to the edge? Well, probably because the nut that painted it red looks like he painted the weather strip red too. And I'm gonna say nut. That's a nice term. I've got now my daughter and son-in-law. They got me 2 brand new windshields that's supposed to go on my Chevy. All right, and I already got the weather strip, the gasket to put them in. Now, you know, with the bodywork and all upcoming with this, I'm really seriously pondering that this GMC is going to steal some more of my Chevy parts. The windshield on this here is they're scratched up bad. That's all kinds of scratches embedded. Look here, there's I don't know if it'll show it, but you know, the interior laminate or whatever it is they put in the glass to make it anti-shatter. You can see it there. And of course, sorry excuse. Now I did take a steel wire wheel and I took it down to here, and I mean that's more time I don't want to spend. So the question isn't that I'm gonna take them windshields out and put new weather strip gasket on. The question is, does this GMC get those 2 brand spanking new windshields that are meant for my Chevy? So that's the 2 things I'm pondering. And the seats, which, boy, the more I look at it, the more I like it. That just improves the interior of this truck so much. And the exterior will be a lot better to get that dadgum painted weather strip off. Man, that makes me, man. Now, they didn't paint all the black with the back one. Look here, see, it's black. So they took the time to at least, you know, tape half of it. Lord have mercy, where'd some of these nuts come from? I know I'm taking some shortcuts and everything, but by golly, when it comes to the look of a truck, you know, you don't, I mean, that just detracts from it. You see this in a parking lot or in a show or in a drive-in, you see that, you're just going to automatically think, hillbilly engineered. Anyway. Well, so okay. Now I'm down to the pondering stage on this truck. On that interior, I've pretty much decided I'm going to have to pull out them custom seat mounts. You know what? They probably wouldn't work on those gray ones either, because I'm looking at them and the mounts look almost the same. So anyway, this is what I'm looking at. Making them permanent. And the color I'm going to paint this interior. And number 3, does this GMC get my 2 brand spanking new Christmas present windshields? So that's my pondering. Alright, so if you like this stuff, you know, I'm slowly, you know, working on both these things. I'm just, as I inch on with this stuff, you know, I post these videos. I figure maybe somebody can find them helpful, or, well, to tell you the truth, sometimes it's kind of fun to do it. But if you like this stuff, subscribe if you haven't, and give me a thumbs up if you haven't. Helps me out with YouTube. And stay tuned for the next episodes. I'll be getting into, I've got to go do some wiring now in my daughter and son-in-law's house. And I'm going to help them finish the interior. They got it in the dry now, so you know, my thing starts. So I may be tied up, and so I don't know what the future holds. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you around, and have a good one.